What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and I got some very, very exciting news. A lot of you guys that have been following the channel for a very, very long time, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys had a lot of questions about my slot corner, and I've been telling you guys that I've been waiting for the power-up for Marshon Lattimore. Well, that time has finally come right now. For everybody that's new, you're going to go ahead right now and help us out by going ahead and hitting that like button. It definitely helps out the channel. And for all my veterans, you guys probably already clicked it. Bro, like the video twice if you already liked it before I asked you guys to like it, politely. Like I was like, yo, can you please like it? But you already liked it. You know, politeness is just the key to life. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the actual team right now. I'm going to show you what the plans are going forward with the God Squad. Now, a lot of you guys are really enjoying how the team is shaping out. You guys are starting to see the vision that I have for it. And we're going to go ahead and keep going on with the whole situation of how we're going to actually just make it completely ridiculous to the point where people are just like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with it. Now, when we go over to the slot receiver position right here, right? When you're looking at Marshon Lattimore, his card is going to be released as a 92 flashback, okay? So pretty much right now, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to back out real quick. I'm going to come back to the screen in a second because like I said, based on the feedback, you guys love it when I go to the item binder and I show you the card in full depth. So we're going to go ahead and make it big on the screen so that when I'm explaining what we're going to be doing, it's easier for you guys to understand and also where we're headed with it, okay? Like what are the ultimate plans? What are we trying to do with Marshon Lattimore going forward? If I could, where is he at? Isn't he like an 89? Where is he though? Why can I find this guy? Oh, there he goes down here. Why is he only down there? And that guy's an 88. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't really matter, bro. So anyway, this is his power-up card, and we're looking at him right now with Sprinter. Okay, so ideally, what's going to happen is this. They're showing him right now as a 92 overall. He's going to have a 91 speed stock, 91 excel. He's going to have an 87 jumping, 88 agility, 89 play rec. He's going to have a 90 press, 90 zone coverage, and he's going to have a 93 man coverage. Now, let me explain to you why those attributes are going to make it possible so that he could probably, depending on what happens, right? Because he's a 91 right here, that means his power-up should automatically be a 92, which means that we add +2 with the Sprinter chem, and then we're going to be adding another physical chem with John Madden. So theoretically, he should be a 95 speed with Sprinter and John Madden. But I don't know how they're going to do it yet. That's typically how it works. Pretty much when you see this card and you go to upgrade, you're going to be able to see once they release his flashback, you're going to have an additional part that you can go ahead and keep going. So right now, at this tier 9, is showing him at an 88, right? That card by itself has a 91 speed, so it usually adds a +1 with the power-up. So if that does come out to be a 92, he's more than likely going to be a 95. Now, why is that important? I'm going to explain to you why that's important for your coverages, right? Now, depending on how you play the game, when you play Madden, if you're like a social player, you play it competitively, it doesn't really matter. Madden is going to be affected by speed, right? So he's a 95 speed. What does that do about Chris Harris with a 99 zone and everything that he's doing? Now, ultimately, Chris Harris has been playing out of his mind, and I don't see any reason to even look at trying to remove him. Once I get the extra slot for John Madden, coach, he's going to be a 93 speed, right? But you can see with all of his things like the play rec, the zone coverage, the man coverage, those things are very, very ideal for what we're trying to build with this team. So going forward, he more than likely will stay as a starting corner. Okay, when you look at Deion Sanders is an animal, okay? And when I say an animal in this game, I'm really meaning like straight animal. Listen, his block shed, let's go to his block shed. Let's take a look at what his block shed is. Because a lot of you guys are like, yo, night train this, night train that. This guy's block shed is very, very low. Let me just give you guys, okay, his block shedding is a 44. Like the video again, if you've played somebody with Deion Sanders and he's gotten off an old lineman that had lead the way. Like, I don't know why his card has been like this, but it's been glitchy for, I would say over the last 3 years. He's been one of the highlights of Madden. Even when Madden has been very, very bad, he's been a highlight of it. And one of the reasons that he's a highlight of this year's Madden is because he's so fast, number one, and his zone coverage and his man coverage is out of this world. So no matter what type of defenses you're running, it's going to be ideally what it's supposed to be. Going forward. And this is a situation. What you have to understand is this. It's a very, very simple situation, right? The more speed that you have, the better your player is going to perform on the field. So I need you guys to understand this. When you look at Deion Sanders, he's a corner that's going to be there for the entirety of the year, regardless of whatever else is released. Okay? This is the situation now with Lattimore that we're going to have a problem with, because Lattimore is going to ultimately, because of that speed that we're showing, that we're talking about right now with that actual card of a 91 speed, that's going to change everything now, because he's a 95 speed. So you guys are going to be like, yo, Gmia, why would you keep him in the slot? Why does it make sense when speed matters? Okay, now, hear me out. I've recently changed up my whole defensive scheme to start doing a lot of different things, right? So I've been using the corners a little bit more, all right? This is the situation. Marshon Lattimore is no way possible going to be able to start over Chris Harris Jr., and I'm not rage selling Chris Harris Jr. simply because he's been doing his job, all right? So what do we do with him? He's going to remain in the slot. He's going to remain in the slot, and now it's going to force me to run nickel. It's going to force me to run dollar. It's going to force me to run defenses that utilizes that speed. So what does that mean about off the edge with Ryan Shazier? Because you got to remember, Ryan Shazier is there, and you guys are asking about that also. Like, yo, Gmia, what does that mean? What's going on with everything? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? What's the situation going to be going on with Ryan Shazier if you're going to choose to keep him in the slot? Because remember, I ideally run a 4-3. But remember, the 4-down lineman, I just prefer 4-down linemen. All right, now, sometimes I'll like twinkle in a little bit of 3-4 with the cover 4 drop if I feel like I want to torment my opponent's soul by just running the dumbest defense ever and getting stops. But usually, if I run odd or something like that, that's the only time it'll be a 3-man front. I typically like to come out in 4-3. All right, so with nickel being a 4-down lineman type of situation, it works out for me. I can try to work out some things where I utilize that speed off the edge. But I just want you guys to remember though, in the nickel, you can put these guys on the D line and make it linebacker pass rush. So Deion Jones, these guys can go on the line. Ryan Shazier. So everybody's getting a little bit of something. The only person that might not really get a lot of playing time is going to be the D tackles, unless we're like in a goal line set or we're just trying to beef up our our defense to stop somebody like for inches or whatever. And we come out and we pinch the line, out of 4-3 normal or whatever, and we do something like that, these guys will be ideal for it. But obviously when we're running nickel and things like that, we're not going to be using these D tackles because we're gonna replace them with Javon Curse and with Aaron Donald. Now, how does that make sense? What are we doing with that? Listen, hear me out, right? I've already tested it out because I got a video coming out when I actually tested it out, and you guys can actually make that video come out faster once we hit 300 likes right here, where I show you guys exactly what I did in the game and where I put them, and it was just a bunch of rage quits. And some of these guys are really, really good in the top 100. Just so you guys are aware of it, I've played several competitive Madden players, and, it ends kind of crazy, like towards the end for the last one I played was Chaos, and then it became ridiculous at the end of it. I think he beat me ultimately by 17 after he got 2 wild plays when the game was pretty much close until the second half. But I want to let you guys understand that regardless of the person that you are playing, the scheme is everything, and the way that the players are, how you set them up, exactly what defense you're running, it plays a big part. So I would suggest to you guys, if you're building your team along the lines of where mine is, that now that Marshon Lattimore is going to get his upgrade, we have to now incorporate him into the game plan. I had him sitting there forever, and you guys are asking, yo, G-Bio, what's going on? Now we're going to be utilizing him. Now I'm running nickel 3-3-5 odd sometimes. I'm going to probably stay in nickel, regular nickel, stuff like that. I'm going to utilize him because that 95 speed that we're going to probably be seeing soon once we get the John Madden slot is going to be something that you just don't want to waste. Also, because he's a corner, he's a lot slimmer. You know what I'm saying? He can get around and do a lot of things that, primarily like with Ryan Shazier, he'll get held up. This guy off the edge, for some reason, they'll just scream out $1 and things like that. That's just the way that the game works. All right, I just want to make sure you guys understand that. So Von Miller has an 87 speed right now. What we're going to do with him is we're probably going to, once we get the John Madden upgrade, we're going to use him as the looper. All right, instead of the Lawrence Taylor. Now, keep in mind, guys, they are going to be patching 3-3-5 odd. There's a rumor going on about it. Only thing that's going to do is open up other blitzes to work out of the same type of things. All right, because the only thing they can logically do to really patch that is to make it so that when you ID him, the linemen pick him up. So what happens is if you focus on that guy, it'll be realistic football. Somebody else is going to scream. So regardless of what they're doing, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to choose to use Von Miller as my looper over Lawrence Taylor because I don't really want to. It'll be too many people. If I get rid of Telvin Smith right now, who I'm not even using right now, he just starts over Anthony Barr simply because of the overall, to make the overall look more pretty. Lawrence Taylor doesn't really benefit me because I think Von Miller ideally would be better for me. So that's how we're going to keep that going. All right, so that's ultimately how we're going to be moving. Now, once we get all the collectibles ready for John Madden Coach, once we get that part done, we're going to move forward with the additional speed, right? Adding +1 to the entire team, and then that's going to enhance everybody the way that I've been trying to explain to you now. So what I'm going to be doing right now is we're going to continue to go on building up the team, and I'm going to be giving you guys gameplay based on the way that we're building the team so that you guys can start to understand exactly where we're going. And it'll help you understand where you should put players and why players should be there. And don't forget, though, we still have the 4-3 over that screams. Don't forget that. Only thing is we can't put these guys as D linemen over there. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, I don't think that they have it like that, but I can double check. I don't think you can put Ryan Shazier or Deion Jones on that line, but we can check it out and see if they have that for the linebacker pass rush. But again, regardless if they even do have it, that this is the way that we're going to be running it because of Marshon Lattimore's addition. We are now going to be running a lot more nickel. All right, and we're going to see how that's going to pan out for us. All right, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're a veteran, I know you're already here. You already liked it. Thank you guys so much for everything that you've done, helping the channel grow. Remember, Veterans Day, salute to service, hashtag on Twitter will help our military. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.